Okay, so we have discussed how to create an abstract syntax tree using uh, top-down parsing, and I have given you a small example where we have seen how we create the parse tree by writing the functions by calling recursive functions, and for every non-terminal of the grammar we create a function call. Okay, so we have seen now in a given grammar for a given non-terminal, suppose x is alpha 1, x can be also alpha 2, x can be alpha 3, and I have an input string. Okay, now which production I need to apply in order to derive this input string, okay, is another task. Okay, then only uh, I can keep that part as a function in the function parse x. I can keep if my uh, based on some decision. Okay, if I need to select if production alpha 1, then you do this thing. If production alpha 2, you do this thing. But how will I select which production I need to choose for deriving this input string? For that we need certain functions. Okay, and I will discuss about that today. So the first function is called nullable. Okay, so let me say, let me define it formally. So I'll say that a production of the form of the form n as alpha is nullable if alpha is nullable, where alpha can be any terminal or non-terminal, and a given non-terminal is nullable if this alpha is nullable. Okay, and for and when an alpha will be nullable, so alpha is nullable based on certain cases. So let us take, suppose alpha is my empty symbol. Okay, then what is nullable alpha is true. Okay, for all tokens or terminals, for all terminals, what is nullable t? So terminal t is false. Okay, and for other non-terminals, so suppose n is alpha beta, where alpha and beta are two non-terminals. Okay, or two input sequence, any terminals or non-terminals, then how it will be? So nullable n, so let me new page. So n is alpha, so nullable of n is true if nullable of alpha is true. First thing. Second, if n is of the form alpha beta, this implies nullable of n is what? Is basically nullable of intersection, nullable of alpha and nullable of beta. Okay, basically it is saying that can you derive an input string using this production? Okay, so I can derive an input string if this in this production if both the non-terminals alpha and beta, both the sequence alpha and beta can derive an input string, then only I can do that. Okay, and if n is alpha and another n is beta, then the level of n is equal to null level of alpha or null level of beta. Understood? So this alpha can be any input sequence. So it can be any terminal, it can be any non-terminal. For epsilon, for an empty symbol, the nullable function should return me true. For a uh, for a terminal, the nullable symbol should return me false. And for other terminals, other non-terminals, it should decide based on these rules. Okay. Now let us see a small example. Suppose I have a grammar R, T is ATC, R is epsilon, and R is BR. So my question is, calculate the nullable function for non-terminal. Okay. So what will be my nullable R? So basically, nullable is saying what? Can I derive an empty string from the using the productions for non-terminal R? Okay. So can I do that? Yes, I can do that if I apply this rule. R is epsilon. So nullable R is what? It will be nullable epsilon or nullable BR. But nullable epsilon is true. So it is true, and the other part I don't care, and hence it is true. Nullable T is what? Nullable T will be what? So can I generate an empty input string from the starting non-terminal, from the non-terminal T? Okay, by using the productions for the non-terminal T. So here, how it will be calculated? It will be nullable R or nullable ATC. Okay, and hence, since we have already calculated that nullable R is true, so it is true. Okay, so in this way we calculate this nullable function. Okay, we'll discuss another function called first subsequently.